I'm Katie Hanna. I'm actually based in the US, and I had been using the Adizes methodology for about 15 years in my practice. And so I was really looking at joining to one, get energized, also go deeper into the methodology and understand it at a deeper and also broader level, and really see how I could take what I learned and kind of reimagine some of my consulting practices. I am a partner in a consulting firm and have been doing consulting, like I said, for almost 3 decades. So I feel like it's actually made me a much better consultant, to be honest with you, because I think good consultants are always learning, like you're looking at, and bringing in different types of tools and different methodologies. So I had always used the life cycle. And so now I'm able to go so much deeper. And what's interesting is my clients are now using a lot of that terminology and knowing like where they're at on the life cycle and normalizing challenges there. I think a lot of it is I'll bring it in through when I'm doing kind of the organizational assessment. I'll bring a lot of the methodology through as I'm asking questions, but also as I'm presenting the report. I'm actually going to probably change how I've done consulting a little bit and bring in, they give you like team problem solving tools that have been really valuable. And they have a tool called a mission action plan that really looks at a lot of the external factors as well. And so what I've done personally, I have taken how I've always done things and I've interwoven the Adizes methodology into it. I haven't found any challenges with that. In fact, I've found that my clients are appreciating it even more because I think I can bring a lot more to the table as a result. For me, I took some tangibles and I took it also, I feel like so often I would sit with what I had learned and I would challenge myself to how can I apply this in what I already know? How can I look at the methodology or the process that I already have and look at it differently? And so there's so many things that I've taken from it. From the PAEMI model, the management tool. Now I am working with all of my owners, like in my coaching, and we're talking about, are all of these covered? And I've taken that tool, for instance, when they're going to hire somebody new, we think about it not just from the job description, but also this role requires, for instance, a high P. So they're going to really be externally facing, or this position requires somebody that's more of a long-term thinker versus a short-term thinker. And so it's really given me a lot of that particular area. I've also, for instance, I have a client that I'm working with. It's a large nonprofit, and they are expanding into a lot of different territories. And so we're going through the structure part of it and really have taken a lot of what I learned in the structure piece. And she and I are going through and really thinking about how do we redesign the structure. And I didn't really have that, like I'd read it, but I hadn't really thought about, we learned so many different ways that you can structure as an example. And also the kind of the methodology that you go through to even think about restructuring. I mean, I could go on, to be honest with you, I could go on and on about all of the different tools I've taken. The capabilities model has been phenomenal. A lot of times I'll give my CEOs, I'll give them an assignment that I have taken from my Adizes that have them working on it as well. And so I personally feel like it has given me, it's made me a lot better of a consultant, even in the coaching capacity. Even some of the like they even give facilitation tools and best practices, whether it's a meeting or whether it's even in the Zoom and things like that. And so there's been a lot of things I've been able to, whether I take it directly or whether I take what I've learned and I apply it to what I already am doing, but I do it maybe a little bit differently or add something to it. It's been very valuable in that regard. And I think the other thing for me being in the U.S. is so big that, you know, now I travel for pleasure and I've had some global clients, but really the global perspective has also been valuable because I have clients that either are or thinking about expanding globally, and so it's provided me a lot there. And I think just having contacts, I feel like I have lifelong friends that I can reach out to as well, that are great resources.